now to go to Mr. Montarnal. Thank you once more, Anil Kadam. So, bravo, bravo. And so, Dr. Philippe Montarnal, you have a master's degree and a PhD in applied mathematics, and you have a 15 years experience working at French Atomic Energy Commission in mathematical studies, numerical simulations in different fields of nuclear energy. And you joined the CEA International Division as area manager for India recently in 2013, and since the beginning of 2016 you are the nuclear counselor at the French Embassy in India. So the floor is yours for no more than 15 minutes. 10 minutes would be better. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, and thank you to give me the opportunity to give this talk. This afternoon I will give you information of innovation of renewable energy that we have in CEA, and of course more especially in cooperation with India on e-vehicles on storage. And so I am here in India, working at the French Embassy with two topics. One is as nuclear counselor for the cooperation between France and India on nuclear. Another subject is for me is to be the representative from CEA in India and to develop different cooperation between Indian organizations. It can be industry, but also administration concerning renewable and solar energy and e-vehicles. So some word on CEA. So CEA, the name of CEA initially is Atomic Energy Commission, and now we change the names, but because we change also the activities to Alternative and Atomic Energy Commissions. So I think that for the presentation, what is this? Okay, and so the aim of CEA is what is okay? What? It's to be fast. I need to be fast, perhaps. Okay, it's to be the link between research. Okay. What is the? No, because it's go. It change without. Yeah. But to keep the. It's a good way to go quickly to a presentation. Okay. So the aim of CEA is to be a link between research. It's okay? Yeah. Okay. So I hope I will keep my slide. Okay. So we work in different sectors, defense and security, energy, research and technology. And for each of these sectors, the idea is to be this link between research and industry. So it's a state organization with about 16,000 employees in 10 research centers all about in France. And also these different subjects from energy, research, technology, and defense and security are based on fundamental research topics which are on the different subjects. Concerning the energy transition, concerning energy renewable energy. The main activity are inside institutes, which is located in the French Alps between Chambéry and Grenoble, working on different subjects: production of energy, storage of energy, and also solar system management. And I think it's the subject of this current conference. And I think that the key idea is that you can have the best production of energy, you can have the best storage. You need to have efficient optimizations to manage of the grids, on the global grids, on the small grids, to have also some digitalization for forecasting of optimizations. We have also some research concerning the material parts, mainly on nanomaterials. And it's about 1,000 employees working in these two centers from Chambéry and Grenoble. So now I will more precise present the work that we have concerning grid optimization, characterization, and management of the grids, and after to present to you as one of two of the projects that we are working in India. So concerning this grid, I think the two key words can be the characterizations to have the identification of which could be the best technology to use for one grid. It's another topics, it's modeling and understanding, and third topic is the management. And for all these three subjects, we work at three levels. At the level of the smaller grids that we can have with a standard system, at the small grids, or which can be also, for example, for e-charging, for e-vehicle or for charging stations, and at the more global level of the grid connected systems. And as it is in the field of the activity of the renewable energy in CEA, one of the aim, of course, is to optimize the utilization of renewable energy on the existing grids, like it was presented by, for example, by Matthew of previous presentations. And so some focus of e-charging activity. The key on the know-how is on these three things. It's to have the best design of the charging infrastructures for the choice of power connection, choice of source of production like PV, but also source of storage. To have a smart energy management and integration of the renewable energy in the grids, and also between the storage, which are the one of the vehicles, but also the fixed storage on at the charging station level, and also monitoring and diagnostic for the optimizations. So the realization are in fact concretely the construction of charging stations, but also the simulations of the system, of the global system of the charging station of the e-vehicles, and also some software for the data monitoring, but also for the forecasting. So I list some ongoing projects that we have at different levels, and but I will not go in detail. Just I want to show you on the next slide, yes, some results which was done on one of the projects. So it's to see that we can have a strategic alliance between e-vehicles and PV, so on solar productions, and that a key points will be the optimization of the management. So it's a test case of a very small scale. It was a charging station which is based in Chambéry on the campus of INES. And what we want to show here is that if we have no optimization, no management, in fact, when the people arrive at work, they will put their vehicle at the charging stations, and the charging will arrive at that time, which is, of course, not perhaps the good times of the PV production. So here in green, we have the PV productions, which starts when the sun arrives, and with no optimizations, the charging arrives before the good period of the production of solar energy. And the key of these systems to have optimization management, but we also some forecasting of which is the use of the different vehicles of the of INES at the campus, which person we will use during the day, and which person we will use only at the end of the day to come back to home. We can have this level of optimizations, taking into account that these chargings, which is in blue, it's in coherence with the production of solar energy, and we minimize the use of electricity on the grids coming from other part of energy, which are less renewable and less solar than the one on the panel. So it's just an example to show how we can change only by digitalization and optimizations. So now, two projects we work currently in India. In fact, the two projects are center of the same things. The key concept of charging stations, which will use as much as possible of solar energy. So we have, of course, solar panel. We are connected on the grids, but we have some storage solutions. So we have these three elements, which is one element of production by solar panel, which is storage to optimize the things, and to have some optimization by software to use as much as possible the solar energy, and to optimize the connection of the on the grids. So the first project is a pilot project type with three stakeholders. One is Blue Storage, which is a French industrial company, which is specialized in one specific technology of battery storage. But we have a huge level of innovation and of international developments. The second stakeholder is CEA, so as a research center on PV and solar mobility. And the Indian stakeholder is the SECI, the Solar Energy Corporation of India, which is one of the important and main local actor on PV and solar energy in India. So the project is the deployment of a system of charging station for 5 vehicles with battery powered with a solar panel and optimized connection to the grids, and to maximize the solar mobility and minimize the grid impacts. So that is some technical details. So we have the battery, which is from the Blue Storage techniques. We have also the idea to test different techniques of PV power plants, some classical one from the sun power technology, and some more efficient one, and in particular the one with heterojunction bifacial technology, because this pilot project is also a way to test these different techniques. And it will be installed at the CGO complex, which is one place in Delhi where we have some vehicles for the administration, for the Indian administration and Indian ministry. And second example is so the same idea of charging stations, including PV and battery storage, but here we have more at the stage of feasible studies with another application of electric rickshaw charging stations. So it's in the context of the Indian AFD partnerships in the domain of smart mobility in India, and it will be installed in the Pondicherry city in the south of India. And so the idea is to optimize the management of the fleet of electric rickshaw which will be used as the last mile services in the global way of smart mobility of public transport in the city of Pondicherry. And the same idea is to maximize the solar mobility and to minimize the impact on the grid for the charging system. And so we will have a work in 3 steps: one, specification and data collection analysis, one of simulation-based studies and analysis, and one the final report for the feasibility studies. And so this ends my presentations. And so I give you the link about CA, more especially of the activity of the Leiden Institute, of the INES Institute in Chambéry, and our contact in India. So in fact, in India, we have a team of 2 persons, which have the CA office in India to be a bridge between activities of CA on the different contacts in India, which can be some industry, which can be some administration, which can be some city, to look what can be the useful of some innovation for renewable energy, and more specifically on grid. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Philippe.
Good for timing.
Are there 1 or 2 questions in the audience?
I'm Anil Kumar.
Yeah.
I'm just recently, I opened up my own consultancy. I work on smart grids.
Mm-hmm.
So having worked on some of the pilots that the government of India started over the last 3 years, smart metering has been a forte. In one of the interactions, in fact, the gentleman is here from Westcom, Bangalore. In fact, I attended one of those meetings out there where there was a huge crowd in such a big room, and they were debating how to have a different tariff for EV stations. So I had put up a question that time, that is it different than charging my 2 kilowatt UPS which comes along with my computer at home, or an inverter that I have at home, or in your offices when you had 20 kilowatt UPSs put on the offices, on data centers all across? Is it anything different than that? Similarly, my basic question comes on, you just showed me a parking station where, vehicles can come in and charge. Does it really require all that parking stations or EV charging stations? It's all about charging a battery. So I can have a battery charging farm somewhere else, have all kind of systems, etc. I have the regulation in place, all regulation in place for connections, load management. I have systems monitoring the consumers. It's as if a production facility for just charging batteries. So is it possible to think about such things where I can just drive up my car and it's showing me a low battery? I just go to a place, just ask him to pick up a battery, replace my battery, and they just drive away.
Doesn't happen that way.
For $1.
You can replace a battery just like that.
Sir, I agree. I agree. Everybody.
What are we talking?
Sir, I agree.
This question.
So my question is.
We need to close.
So my question is, you may have. So you started with the observation. I'm still asking my question. Is it possible, instead of charging vehicles, we have charged batteries available at the bus stops, EV station? Because people like e-rickshaw guys are doing the same thing at their houses. They are keeping extra batteries.
Offline. We'll take this question offline because it's a longer education session. You
those
cannot
are
swap
things,
batteries on a
that's a basic
bus
question.
or a car. Maybe in a
Maybe
two-wheeler
we're not
or a
aware of
three-wheeler,
that.
Maybe.
I think it's a key question concerning e-vehicle charging. Is it necessary to charge the vehicles, and during the charge the vehicles is not able to move, and can we charge the battery and switch the battery? I think that you have one issue, which is a question of standardizations, because you have different vehicles, you have different battery and so on. The question, and I think it will be one of the subjects in the case of the Pondicherry feasibility studies, because we have e-rickshaw, so we can have the same e-rickshaw, or at least the same standard of battery for the e-rickshaw. And I think for that case, one of the questions will be that one. Will be necessary to charge the e-rickshaw at the charging stations, which are, so at that time the e-rickshaw are not able to move? Or is it possible to switch the battery of the e-rickshaw and to charge the battery at the charging station? But it depends on the applications, and I think it's more easy if you have a standard system, like, for example, if you have a bus with the same battery, or if you have a rickshaw, which you can have some uniformizations.
Thank you, John.
Any other questions?
One last question? Yes, this will be the last question. Thank you.
Most of the deployments that we see, they would require a regular dust cleaning. So many of them often also work with robotic cleaning. And then you have still a maintenance staff which has to work on ensuring that those machines work. So while we are trying to ensure that machines talk as much autonomously as they can, there is always a provision for some machine or some 2 or 3 machines or 100 machines that may fail, which requires manpower or maintenance. So I think in terms of any smart grid implementation, I'm not sure if it's included in kind of those projects, but is there a provision of budgeting for manpower or maintenance of all these units? Because in India, you go from -40 to 60 degrees Celsius, machines, smart meters, any kind of utility for that matter, utility component can and may fail. So in that case, you still would require some manpower to actually go there, get some data, why it's failing, and then feed it into the system. So is that often done in these newer implementations? That's my question.
Yes, I think yes, there are several things. We have in mind that the condition in India may be different, you have a lot of dust and so on. So it's also one reason when you choose the technology of solar panel, the only criteria is not only to have the best efficiency on so on. It's also to be adapted to the good place. I mean, it's not the same things if it's a place in Delhi or if it's in place in Ladakh and so on. One thing. After we have also put in mind to have some manpower, but also some maintenance. Or for example, one part of the project and one part of the budget of the pilots is to have maintenance. And after we will see what will be the difference between the cost of maintenance in France and in India. But it's also one objective of the pilots is to understand the technology are already used in France, but we want to see which would be the difference, which will be the necessity of adaptation and so on to have it in India, and it could be one part of course of maintenance and manpower. Okay.
Thank you.